Hi, Raquel. Good afternoon.
Hi
Welcome.
everyone. Hi everyone. Good
I
afternoon.
know you're based in US, so it's good morning, right?
No, I'm based in the UK.
It was a joke. I know it was a joke.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so let's share your screen. 1 second. Where is it? I don't see it. Did you share it already?
There we go. You
Here
should be
we
able to see
are.
it now.
It's coming. Perfect. All right. So you can. Your time's up.
Excellent. So, hi everyone. It's lovely to meet you all. So, I'm Rachel Stanley, and I work with the team at Ideas as Principal Solution Engineer, supporting our sales and account management teams with new and existing clients for complex solutions. So, Ideas have supported the hospitality industry for over 30 years, and today we lead the industry in solutions that optimize revenue, profit, and operational efficiency for hotels. Innovation is core to our success. We've paved the way for revenue management, and we continue to look forward. Hoteliers are faced with new challenges that previously seemed unimaginable. Yesterday's business models may be obsolete today, and tomorrow's plan may require ongoing course corrections. So new times call for new strategies, cross-department collaboration, and technology tools that help you get back to business with new efficiencies and data insights to attract and serve your guests. It's been a challenging year for hoteliers who have faced economic and health-related challenges. Significant changes in demand and shrinking profit margins have resulted in a new focus on revenue management. So for the past couple of years, we've been working on helping hoteliers on a path to greater profitability and total revenue management across all revenue streams to see how we can simplify this to make it possible for you. So today we'll walk through the core elements of how to prepare your business so you are ready to leverage our RMS for profit optimization. So to be successful, we have identified that you must already be great at revenue management, regardless of whether you have tech in place. You must educate your cross-functional teams and go beyond guest revenue into all of your revenue streams. You need to have a strong collective focus across the organisation on how to drive revenue in teams, in rooms and all outlets. You need to understand what each segment will spend with you during the stay and what activities they like to do. You should have a good knowledge on what it costs to serve the dining room for each meal service, the profitability of your menus, your servicing costs for your different room types, and how much it costs to provide a massage and spa. And then when you know which guests will book, when they will stay, what they're going to spend, and what it costs you to provide the different services, you can use these insights to adjust your marketing and sales strategy to attract the most profitable guests. So let's look at how we're tackling profit optimization. And we're actually going to look at this from two different angles. So firstly, the measuring the value of the guest, and secondly, measuring the value of meeting and events. So looking at measuring the value of the guest, we need room revenue, which means ensuring we get to the true net room revenue from our primary data source. And then we need the ancillary spend, so that's the average value for each of the key revenue streams by each segment. And then we need to look at the cost to understand the true value of the guest, so we get to that net profit. Secondly, on the group and meetings and events side, we've always thought about this in terms of all rental revenue. So that includes the guest rooms, your function space, your food and beverage, your AV and your add-ons. Then you take away your costs and commissions. So this enables you to understand what profit you will gain from each inquiry versus the profit you could displace by accepting the group. So this is in place today and already a favourite module with our users. Taking a moment to understand more about servicing costs, we have this in place with a number of clients already. We understand that as demand is reduced, and in many cases, costs are reduced for multiple night stays, since guests commonly decline room service when they're staying for longer, but costs increase for the short stays due to the increased cleaning procedures. So we found that typically organisations track the cost per occupied room, but don't track the different levels of service by room type. So knowing these costs at this level to be folded into your optimization has a huge impact, especially in a COVID world where guests might not want to take as much service during their stay. So we enable refined cost configuration to capture varying room servicing costs by length of stay, which accounts for customized costs and schedules for the full turn, interim and full service. So are you able to take the most profitable business today? The first step in getting the most value out of your guest room revenue is to optimise all types of business for each day and all room types into the future. To ensure you are optimising both price and inventory to capture the most profitable mix of demand, Ideas RMS will automatically and strategically produce a combination of decisions. Working together, these decisions were not designed to drive either occupancy or ADR independently, but to maximise your overall revenue. So with the change in the optimisation process, they're going to focus on maximising your profit. So we need to think about what these decisions are, and actually we stick with the same decisions that make our clients successful with revenue optimization. So you have the last room value, which acts as a hurdle to accept the most profitable business to optimize stay patterns. So this is important on particular days, seasons and room types, especially as many hotels are currently operating at reduced capacities. The overbooking control lets you avoid lost revenues due to cancellations and no-shows. And it helps with that demand imbalance across room types. So for example, when you upgrade rooms, and then your pricing decisions are optimized down to the product and the room type level, not just your best flexible rate. So as the demand increases, you'll be prepared for exceptional business performance. And while demand is softer, the RMS will continue to produce controls relevant to current and evolving market conditions. So let's look in a little bit more detail as to how this will work with Ideas Revenue Management Solution. And some of you may already be familiar with this, but we always think about it in terms of our revenue optimization cycle. So first, we consider the inputs required to generate an unconstrained forecast. So for each of the market segments that we work with, what are the revenues without any taxes for all revenue streams? Then for each of these revenue streams, what is the profitability? For the room revenue, we also need to consider what the servicing costs and how much did it cost me to get this business, depending on channel. So what would I have paid for the booking if it came via booking.com or via my own website? Then we need to look at what business mix would generate the most profit for us. So today, our revenue management system focuses on determining the optimum mix by revenue contribution. The properties that work with us for profit optimization have the optimum mix determined by profitability. So Ideas understands what's on the books, the remaining demand, the willingness to pay for each segment, what length of stay by day of the week and season, and what cancellations, wash and no-shows are expected. So this is the same process as required for revenue optimization. Then we need to apply the controls that we've just spoken about to manage the type of business that books. So we want to ensure that we do not fill the hotel out too far out with the least profitable business and limit the capacity close to the day of arrival for the most profitable business. So we do this using the hurdle. So if we had a choice between a corporate guest who does not dine in the hotel versus a leisure guest who dines in the hotel and uses the spa and goes to the bar, then we need to ensure the selling systems limit the sale of the corporate guests in favour of the leisure guests because they're our most profitable. And then finally, we need to provide reports that support the revenue manager and the operational teams at the hotel to view the key performance indicators by revenue as well as by profitability. So this drives a change in operational focus and practice with not only the ability to report on revenue, but also profit, given the first of its kind profit-based revenue management system. So the benefits to you is the RMS will support you to adopt a long-term strategy of profit-based growth. You'll get insights into the true costs associated with the revenue streams, helping you to identify where to be more efficient. Our profit optimization features are designed to help hoteliers to better optimize their costs, to target the most valuable business, which leads to a more customizable guest experience, which results in a win-win for creating loyalty and repeat business. So at this time, I welcome any questions from the panel. I'd love to hear the areas you're most excited about and the greatest challenges that you face, and I'm happy to provide recommendations for how to prepare your business to take advantage of this exciting new technology innovation.
Amazing. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Right. So who is going to be the first making some hard question to Rachel?
Well, I'll go first this time. So, Rachel, I was really intrigued by something that you showed, and I would like for you to explain it a little bit more, and that was translated restrictions. I understand hurdles because I'm really old and I worked in Holiday Inns a long time ago, and I understand restrictions. And so I'm curious. So you've got to tell me a little bit about what that term meant, because that absolutely caught my attention.
Okay, so what we need to be able to do is when we send the hurdles and the PMS calculates it, it's based on the room rate, because that's what the PMS has and that's what the guest is booking. But the room rate is so much more to it, because we know what that guest is likely to book when they come and stay. So actually we need to add a sum on top of it that allows for the spend that we anticipate them to have when they're in-house. And within that spend, we've already accounted for the profitability.
So effectively you're adjusting the business so that it's artificially more attractive based on the ancillary revenue that it would be bringing with it effectively. Oh, okay. So that's that. So there's a other definition of hurdle, which is kind of the overall sum of a piece of business and evaluating that and adding up the value of the days. But now I understand. Okay, that's really cool. Very cool.
And the sort of the obvious example, which is where we started, is with a casino. If you give a room away free because you know they're going to spend a lot in the casino, you want to make sure that room still has a high value when they book it, even though you're giving it away free. So that's the sort of the first example that we started with, and then we thought about how it translates into other functions outlets.
So it's actually, this is a question coming from one of the panelists who's off stage right now. So I wanted to ask on her behalf. But you talked about understanding net revenue, but are you able to basically take into account and optimize based on the channel and the cost and those kind of things? Or?
Yeah. And actually, what we're doing is we're breaking down the profit optimization tasks. So thinking about servicing costs, that's already available in the product today. So we can factor that in to the room revenue calculation, the optimization today, and we are doing for some of our longer stay guests, clients, sorry. And then we can, so we can break it down. And channel cost is the next thing that we're working on. We've currently got a couple of beta clients that we're busy with getting this functionality to market. But overall, it will lead to the profit optimization that some of our guests, our clients have already got, but other clients will be able to take parts of it that works well for their business.
Cool.
Understood. And so just let me one follow-up question, Enzo, before you do that. Does that mean that you're sort of ready to send out of parity prices to different distribution channels?
Well, that's the hurdle for the channel costs. That's why it's taken us a bit longer than we would want to, because it's not about the technical aspect of it. It's more about, is the industry ready for this? And that's, we're lots of conversations with clients who feel that they're ready for that, but we just got to see how that goes. That's the big hurdle to it.
Yeah, that was a big sentence in a way. So really cool. Congratulations. That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next question, Raul. I think it's going to be also the last. We are on time.
Okay, well, Rachel, first of all, thank you for your presentation. I don't know if you know, but all of our independent hotels with Remington are on IDSG3, so very excited for the platform. So I know that your main focus, obviously, it is on optimizing revenues and profit. However, since we have been talking a lot about channel costs, I think that, and the fact that you have all of our channel distribution, is there any possibility for you to do a post analysis on the cost reporting? Meaning, we just had a presentation about a separate application. Is there a way that we can have that integrated within Ideas, so we have the ability to see, once May completed, what is the actual true cost of acquisition by channels?
Yes. That's part of the feature that we're working on at the moment.
Cool. Right. So I think we are done with Ideas. Thank you, Rachel. It was great.
Everyone.
Thank you, darling. I'll see you soon in another episode. I know you guys from Ideas, you have some other episode in the coming one, and looking forward to see you again. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Rachel.